My name is Chen, and I will be talking to you about our first field trip of the year, Knott's Berry Farm. With the plentiful food varieties and roller coasters to scream your lungs out, everyone definitely had an amazing time with the opportunity to get away from schoolwork and spend time with friends. Let's go talk to some people about their amazing time on the field trip. Hello everyone, I'm here with Jennifer.
Hi.
What was your favorite ride at Knott's Berry Farm?
My favorite ride at Knott's Berry Farm was the Sidewinder.
I like all the water rides the most, so the log ride and the river rapid rides were my favorite.
My favorite ride is Calico River Rapids because it's really hot there.
Was that the only ride you went to?
Yes, I also went on the jam shooting game. That was also fun. That's a teacher annual tradition.
Wow, that's really cool. Did you have fun monitoring your students at Knott's Berry Farm?
Yes, I had the best group, Elisa's group.
What did you have for lunch?
I ate burgers, fries, and soft drinks.
I didn't have lunch. I had a bottle of pink drink.
Okay, thank you so much. Wow, those interviews were so interesting. I can't wait until our next trip, outdoor education at Catalina Island.
Hello, my name is Emma. On Saturday, September 24th, there was a fun activity, kayaking in Huntington Beach. We explored the harbor, tried to find stingrays even though there really weren't too many, and overall just had a great time. What were your thoughts about the kayaking activity?
I think it was really fun.
It was really fun. I got to hang out with friends and I got to get that pump, you know, those gains, right? Exercise.
Quite uneventfully eventful in a way.
I know a lot of people jumped into the water. Were you gonna jump into the water, and what were your thoughts on that?
I was afraid that I was going to be pushed into the water because I'm really afraid of the ocean. And I think the people that jumped into the water are just really dumb to do that.
Okay.
It was quite fun. There were many people jumping into the water, and one of the paddles broke. So at one point I had to drag my partner behind because it was my paddle that broke, but I had a lot of energy, so I might as well do it. And then I ended up dragging 5 different people on 4 different boats at the time. So yes, very fun.
So I heard something happened on your kayaking trip, losing your phone. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Okay, so what I did was first, like 5 minutes into it, I jumped on my paddleboard and then my phone slipped out. I also lost my shirt. It was a Billabonga shirt.
So I know someone lost their phone in the ocean, not naming names, you know who you are. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's really dumb for someone to bring their phone into the middle of the ocean.
And did you see any stingrays at all?
Nope. Very sad.
Yeah, that's too bad.
We didn't get to see the stingrays because they were on private beaches, but we still, had lots of fun.
That's good. Wow, we got some great answers. It was an optional activity, but it was such a great experience, extremely fun, and highly educational. I hope everyone who went had a great time.
Hello PA students, my name is Elam Sun. As you all know, Club Fair just passed. We were introduced to clubs like Solar Car and Eco-Friendly, as well as new club that formed this year. The purpose of the Club Fair was to get to know the purpose of each club and meet people we might share similar interests to. Club officers has put lots of effort into presenting their clubs in the best and clearest way possible. Let's interview them and ask them how they felt about this year's Club Fair. Hi Joanna, what are your thoughts about the Club Fair this year compared to last year?
So this year was a big change from last year, especially because last year we did it online.
It was a complete success this year. It was a record number of clubs who participated, around 30, as well as a record number of new clubs as well, about 10.
This year we also got to do the slideshow, which was really different, but I think that it provided a really good introduction to all of the new clubs that we have this year.
And there's different clubs in different special areas, such as service-oriented clubs, academic clubs, and so they could really further your interest in those fields.
Mr. Rudy, what club are you involved to this semester?
I have 2 actually, Eco-Friendly and Science Olympiad.
I joined ASB, Eco-Friendly, Orchestra, and more.
Hi George, I heard you formed a new club, the Spanish Club. What is the purpose of the club?
The purpose of the club is to provide students with the opportunity to speak and communicate with each other, as well as learn about the Spanish language and culture.
Yeah, the first one, eco-friendly, it's just basically our mission is to help the environment. So we want members to get active. We're going to have different activities that help like the environment, picking up trash at the beach, things like that. But also education is a component of it, where we educate them on how to better take care of our environment.
So Make-A-Wish, what we do at PA is that we fundraise for the actual organization itself. The Make-A-Wish organization donates and fulfills the wishes of children with life-threatening diseases. So at PA, we hold a bunch of events like the Sun Mary Bakery sale, and also the Coin War, which is another popular event. And we just raise money throughout the year to donate to Make-A-Wish.
Oh, so during the past school year, we have been hosting some events that's going to help the nearby community, and we also offer an opportunity for the students to get some service hours when they're free. So join Service Club.
And then Science Olympiad, that one's a competitive club. It's kind of like MUN, and I guess in some contexts like Solar Club. But we focus on competition. It's a STEM club, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. So we have different events that the students will train in throughout the next couple months, and then in February they'll do a competition, like a big competition at UCI.
I'm really excited this year because we're going to be implementing a couple of new events, and also bringing back some of the old ones that were paused throughout COVID. So we'll need a lot of people to help us, and we're really excited to start the new year.
We could do, like, we could watch some Spanish TV shows or Spanish movies, but with English subtitles on for the people who don't understand the language. We could also cook and make Spanish food, as well as listen to music and just have fun and, like, talk to each other.
And how do you think being in clubs and participating in these clubs will help us with our school life and academic?
So in Mr. Corpus's words, engagement in school life and just being part of the school community is really important, and it's a great part of just your high school career to have those memories with your friends as well as with your club advisors.
Feel free to join more clubs and get more engaged in school life, and it's gonna help you to meet new people and get new friends, and it's gonna make you happy.
I think it will help me just be more active. I think that I'm not really very active in any kind of school socializing, so I'd like to get to know more people and do more stuff.
And for somebody who's either new to the school or new to joining clubs that wants to be more engaged in school, what would you say how to start?
So if you're not familiar with the clubs on campus, you can go to your advisor and they have access to the club list. I will also be sharing the club list with all students within the next couple weeks, and that will have a list of all the clubs as well as who you can contact to get more information about the clubs and how to join.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Xu. I can't wait to start working with all the club members and see what we achieved this year. Thank you to all the teachers and students who participated in this year's club fair. We'll see you next time.
Hello, I'm Alex. I'm going to interview some students about dress code and ask their own opinion, like do they think it's good or bad. Hello, Mr. Corvus. I'm Alex. Today I'm going to interview about dress code. So, what is a good effect for dress code?
What is a good effective dress code? So what are some of the benefits of it? Well, it's not uncommon for private schools to have a dress code, and I think one benefit is for to have a respectable, appropriate appearance. So that's one. Another one is I think on some levels it makes things a little bit easier. For example, there's not a lot of comparing as to who has what clothes and who's got these nice clothes and who doesn't have nice clothes. So I think it helps with that. So I think those are two of the main things. And I guess, the third one would be, the idea of our dress code uniform is pretty simple, but the idea behind a uniform is it shows a certain commonness, like a team does, right? They dress in the same way. So it kind of does that a little bit for us, and I think helps with that sense of community. So those are kind of three reasons for our benefits to a dress code.
Okay, so do you like dress code?
I mean, it's not terrible. It does keep order in some ways, but at the same time, it's not letting everyone express themselves the way they want to, I guess.
I think that dress codes are an important part of our school as a whole, but I do think that there are some issues with it because it promotes slightly sexist ideas, and I think that it tells us that our education is based on what we wear to school. The dress code for a private school like PA can be important because we all wear the same thing, and we don't. It's kind of like an equalizer between us.
Could you introduce yourself a little bit?
Hey, sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex.
What the? Okay, so what do you think about dress code? Is that good or bad?
Come on, that's a terrible idea.
So what is some good effect for dress code?
Wait, what? The good
Effect.
Good effect?
Yes.
Okay. Let me think. Good effect. That is a good problem. I don't know.
So do you think there are some bad effects?
So what are some bad effects? Well, as an administrator, one of the things that's a little bit hard is being fair and even, right? So maybe one student, that student's not in dress code, but this student's not in dress code, and maybe some student gets a detention, or I talked to the student, and maybe another student I didn't, and why didn't I? And so being fair and equitable sometimes is a little bit of a challenge. I don't think like if our dress code were hard to do, like when I was in high school, I had to wear a shirt and tie and a jacket. So it cost a little bit more money and it was a little bit more hard to do. I think our dress code's pretty easy, pretty simple.
So what are you going to say to some students who don't follow the dress code, who don't like the dress code?
Follow the dress code. I certainly understand if you're like to wear your own clothes and are comfortable in different things. I understand that. But that's kind of the arrangement you make when you say, yes, I will come to Pacific Academy. So I ask everyone to do their best and to be respectful of some of the policies that we have at school.
So what is some bad effects for dress code?
You can't be like creative in yourself, and that's kind of about what dressing up is, so that's a downfall to it.
So if you have a chance to give some advice to the school, what are you going to say?
I'd say that you could keep the dress code, but maybe make some days available for us to choose our clothing as long as it's school appropriate.
Nice idea, I agree that.
I also think that because we're restricting things like the types of pants we wear, or written in the dress code also is restrictions against like accessories or excessively colorful hair and things like that. I think that those are a little bit of a repressive kind of rule on how we are to express ourselves with clothing.
Okay, so I think dress code effect grew a lot, huh? So do you like dress code?
I'm okay with it. I've gotten used to it over the years, but I do think that I would like to be able to wear things like ripped jeans to school because I have a few in my closet that I don't get to wear very often.
Okay, so you don't like dress code. So how about the bad effect?
Come on, the dress code is a very evil idea, you know? It just control our mind and kill our personality. You know, so the leader in school can control everyone's mind, do everything they want them to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, that's a very evil idea. Come on.
So, if you have a chance to give some suggestion to school, what are you going to say?
To school? So you will show this video to Miss Cooper?
Emotional damage!
Sorry for that. Dress code is very good. I love it. Sorry.
Thank you for your responses, and I hope everyone follow the dress code, and maybe school take some more suggestions.
What ride did you enjoy the most?
I enjoyed the white ride. Wait, is it a ride?
How do you think those clubs will help you in your school life?
I think it will help me just be more active.
The Ripper, blah 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 blah.
Saturday. Sorry.
Hello.
Oh, we could watch. Okay, maybe.
Close. Jennifer.
Hi.
What ride did you enjoy the most at Knott's Berry Farm?
I enjoyed the Sidewinder.
No.
Come up with what I have to say first. Yeah, I need to come up with what I have to say.
It's fine. We can just keep going.
7 hours later.